Remember, ethnocentrism occurs when we see the world through the lens of our own culture, or primarily through the lens of our own culture. And when it becomes very difficult to step outside of our culture and see the world how somebody else or some other group might see it. When that happens, we tend to become very narrow in our focus. We tend to judge other cultures as silly and dumb and that kind of thing. We then tend to believe that our culture is better than other cultures. And it becomes very difficult to really understand where other people are coming from. Take a look at this photo. This is not normal in our culture. You know, I mean, on Halloween, we might see somebody dressed like that, their face painted up like that, but mostly we're not going to see that. That just doesn't happen in this culture, even on, special occasion. If you came home and your mother was dressed like that, would you say, Mom, what's going on, right? Would you say the same thing? The natural tendency for any of us would be kind of to sort of be repulsed by that. Here, let's look at a familiar tribal body painting. Right? Twist it around. If you didn't know what was going on here, what would you think about these people? You'd think it was pretty dumb. God, these people are crazy. Like, that's silly. That's ethnocentrism. So, for example, when I lived in Ecuador, a regular meal that I had was guinea pig. In this culture, we don't eat guinea pig. But let me tell you, guinea pig is very tasty, right? And trust me, it tastes kind of like chicken. Right. But anyway, in Ecuador, I eat guinea pig all the time. Up here, you tell people you eat guinea pig. It's like, oh my God, how could you eat guinea pig? I mean, that's terrible. Well, look, it's only, how could you eat rabbits? How can you drink cow's milk? Could you put your lips up to a whale and suck whale milk? Can you imagine getting down on the ground and putting your lips up to the udder of a cow and drinking it right out of it? Well, you say, oh no, that's gross. Okay, so what we do is we put it into a container, and then we send it off, and we pasteurize it, and we drink it. It's the same thing. It comes out of a plastic jar, or it comes straight from the udder. It's the nutrient drink for baby cows, not humans, but we don't find that silly. And if I said, well, I actually drink dog's milk, you would say, oh, God, I drink dog's milk? That's disgusting. Well, so is drinking cow's milk disgusting. That's ethnocentrism. Look, if in this culture we drank dog's milk every day, you went to the store and they have 2% dog milk, 1% dog milk, skim dog milk. Right? They have half and half cream, dog milk cream, and half dog milk. And all sorts of things. Cheese made out of dog milk. Everything was about dog milk. And it was completely normal to everybody. And then one day somebody comes along and says, hey, man, check this out. I got this cow's milk at the store. Man, this stuff is really good. You should try it out. Put some chocolate in it. Really rocks, here. Try it, cow's milk. That's what you would see right there. You'd see that. That's the image that would flash in your mind. You say, oh, that's sick. That's disgusting. How could you drink that? That's a consequence of ethnocentrism. It's really about stepping out of our zone and saying, okay, wait a minute. Why do I do the things that I do? Or how about this? Why is it so acceptable to drink beer? And it's so unacceptable to smoke weed. You know what I mean? Right? Like weed grows, it's a plant that grows out of the ground. You can put a seed in a crack in the sidewalk and come back 6 months later, you'll have a big tree growing there. Why is that a problem? Why is it okay to drink beer? Nobody's ever died smoking marijuana while they, drive their car off a cliff. I said in my other class, because, they were watching the snowflakes hit the windshield while they were stoned. And weren't paying attention and drove up a cliff. So you die like that, right? But, dude, you've done that, haven't you, man? But nobody's ever died from smoking too much weed. 0. No human being ever has died from actually ingesting weed. 8,000 people a year die from complications of aspirin just in the United States. Why is weed a problem? Because in this culture, people with a certain amount of power have decided that it's a problem and that it's unacceptable. And sometimes ethnocentrism sort of works like that.
This is not to say that it's harmless to ingest smoke into our lungs, regardless of the source. Of course, that's why on the seventh day, God invented